Now, KZN has historically been known for taxi violence, but lately drug and gang-related violence are also featuring prominently. Drive-by shootings have been spiraling out of control. Just this past weekend, 11 people were killed in 2 unrelated incidents. eNCA Senior Reporter Dasen Thathiah is finding out more about these unfolding trends and what they mean for communities. Good morning, Dasen. We understand you're joined by a security expert to just help us make sense of this very worrying trend.
Worrying it is, Mfundo, because if you look at the history of the KZN province, we've always known there to be violence here. There's been the prevalence of guns in the province. Taxi-related killings have been a problem for as long as many of us can remember. But what is now an added concern is the issue of these drug-related killings that we're seeing. If you look at the police shooting this weekend, that's when they killed 5 suspects at a flat in Morningside, and that was in connection with another shooting where an alleged drug kingpin was killed along with his family. And included in that killing was a 9-year-old girl. That was his daughter that was killed there. And then this weekend again, there was another shooting in Umbumbulu. This was where suspects went into what was supposedly a drug den, and they killed 6 people there. And this is now an ongoing trend. It's almost every single week that we're hearing about these types of shootings. And as I said, it seems like there is a link now of drug activity that is popping up in these shootings. I'm going to bring in now Anwar Khan. He's with the Pentagon group that specializes in bodyguarding. But apart from the bodyguarding, you're also a security expert because you've been in the industry for such a long time. We've spoken before about taxi-related killings, so that's no surprise in KwaZulu-Natal. But I want to ask you, what is now causing this shift where these drug wars are spilling into the open?
Dasen, good day to the viewers. We have got to look at the climate that's existing in KZN at the moment. And it seems as though like a lot of hitmen have found a new source of revenue earning. You know, at first we had cash in transits where that was a source of earning, and then we had the taxi violence where they were recruited as hitmen for the taxi industry. And it seems as though now the drug dealers are also taking it upon themselves to actually contract these hitmen to secure their territory or to fight these drug wars. And for some reason or another, you know, for many years in KZN and right around the country, the drug wars used to exist, but they've never ever been this brutal like it is now in the whole country. Eldorado Park, in Cape Town, in KZN, simply because a third party was brought in. And the power lies in the money. And if a drug dealer has the power to procure these hitmen, then these hitmen they accept the work and they go out and they're actually committing these serious and violent crimes against humanity. But the most important thing what we need to understand also is that they are no longer the type of hitmen that we were used to. You know, before a hitman would come and he used to make sure that there's no collateral damage. Yeah. So he'll hunt whoever the target is, wait for that person to be solo on his own, and then take him out. But if you look at the recent killings, it's families are getting taken out, women and children are getting taken out, and that is a great concern. I mean, they come into a community like the community of Wentworth, and they just open fire. We had innocent people that are sitting in their flats watching TV, getting hit and killed by stray bullets.
So, Anwar, what makes these hitmen so comfortable now to do that? As you rightfully said, they would go and, as wrong as it is, they would still go and hunt someone down and kill them, but not harm anyone else. But here, there seems to be this brazenness. Is it because they feel that this is the kind of environment where they can get away with this kind of thing?
It's not. It's twofold, Dasen. If you look at it, it's to destabilize a community or a territory, number one. So they come into that territory. For instance, if it's a peaceful territory, and then all these guys that are buying drugs, the guys that are using drugs, they go to the peaceful territory, and then the sales on that peaceful territory grows. And then what happens is, in order to destabilize that particular territory, they come in and they open fire on everybody and anything, so that even the guys that are the customers that are going to buy these drugs, they start shying away from that particular area. So that's one. The second thing is that I think it's because it's become a free for all. It's become a free-for-all, especially in KZN, SAPS is trying their level best. We got gang units that are hunting these guys, and if you look at the statistics, a lot of them were arrested, but the justice system at courts, they come out, and then they continue doing what they are doing.
I just want to bring this in before we wrap, Anwar. With your line of work, I mean, you dealing with bodyguarding, and we've seen that in many cases, all of these people who are at high risk are with bodyguards. Do you find that with the current climate that we're in, is there now an increase in that kind of area of people wanting to have close protection?
You know, as protection companies, most protection companies, we operate on a moral high ground. And one of the moral high grounds is we choose who we need to protect. For instance, if you cannot ask me to escort a child molester and protect him and take him to court, and if I have to do that, it reflects on my company, number one. Number two, although we operate strictly on the preservation of life and protection of property, strictly on that, most of the drug dealers, they do not have legal protection services around them. But what they do is they have henchmen. And these henchmen are either armed with illegal weapons or armed with legal weapons, so that they also being protected. So, and also we've seen a growth in the protection of your most vulnerable time, and that is during transit. When you're moving from point A to point B, you're most vulnerable in your vehicle. So what we've been seeing the increase in especially we've got the Pentagon International Armoring, which is a bulletproofing of vehicle specialist. We've seen a massive increase, not only with drug dealers, because we don't know who you are until someone tells us that this is a known drug dealer. The community, the corporate community, the businessman, a normal family man, is also starting to feel this pain. So what he's doing is he's also trying to secure his environment. He's trying to secure when he is in transit, to and from in transit, because we have this serious problem that the casualty rates and the collateral damage is extensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Anwar Khan. Fundo, you can see this is it's a very important conversation that we're having here, because it also sounds like just the average citizen is also concerned about his safety when you consider that it's very easy to get caught up in this ongoing violence that we've been seeing playing out in both Durban and KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah, well, certainly sounds like it's getting easy to get caught up in the violence. Dasen, thank you very much for that update. That's Senior Reporter Dasen Thathiah.